Hello and welcome. In today's video, we'll listen to a short text inspired by the book Be Angry by His Holiness the Dalai Lama. This book shows us that anger, when guided by compassion, can give us the energy to stand against injustice and help others. Our goal is simple: to practice listening, improve our English, and also reflect on values like fairness, kindness, and inner strength. At the end, we'll work with the shadowing technique and learn the meanings of the key words and expressions from the text. So let's begin.
In today's world, there is a wide gap between rich and poor, and many people face injustice. Is it wrong to feel anger? Not if it leads to positive change. Education is important, but modern schools often ignore ethics and compassion. Studies show that even short mindfulness practice can reduce stress and improve focus. More universities now see the need to teach warm-heartedness. Religion also has a role. All faiths speak of love, kindness, and forgiveness, but faith without reason can become blind. True belief should include questioning, investigation, and understanding. Buddhism teaches that happiness and suffering come from causes and conditions. Blind rituals are not enough. Real practice means study, awareness, and applying values to daily life. The aim of Buddhism can also be seen as building a better society by teaching human values. If we think of it as a science of mind, its methods, like meditation, can support education and help people grow kinder and more caring. There are two paths: not harming others and actively helping them. When we see poverty or injustice, it is wrong to stay indifferent. Still, care should not turn into extreme politics. Not all anger is bad. Anger from hatred causes harm, but compassionate anger comes from care and gives energy to correct injustice. It focuses on the problem, not on hating people. Attachment is also of two kinds. Bad attachments are selfish and biased and should be dropped. Good attachments, like the wish to learn, to help, or to reach enlightenment, are worth keeping. Studying without practice is not enough. If monks only learn words but do not calm their minds, knowledge brings pride instead of peace. True understanding means using study to change the heart, become calmer, and act kindly. Competition can be useful or harmful. Good competition helps people grow, like rivals in martial arts who make each other stronger. Bad competition creates winners and losers, breaks trust, and causes anger. Positive competition lifts everyone. Negative competition divides society. The middle path is one of Buddhism's central teachings. It does not mean staying passive, but avoiding extremes of luxury and hardship. The Buddha experienced both, pleasure in the palace and very strict fasting in the forest, before finding balance through meditation and wisdom. The middle way also means facing suffering directly. Anger at suffering can become compassionate anger, giving energy to fight injustice without hatred. Peace matters not just because Buddha taught it, but because we know violence creates pain. True understanding comes when teachings are joined with personal experience. The Buddha's life shows this. When he saw old age, sickness, and death, he realized all people, including himself, must face suffering. That insight became the root of his enlightenment. All his teachings came from direct experience. In the same way, we must use our own intelligence to develop wisdom and compassion in daily life, not just rely on rituals or extreme practices. To build a kind society, education must teach not only knowledge, but also compassion and care. Religion should guide us, but too often it gets lost in money and rituals. Without compassion, people become like machines, efficient but without warmth. When money is the main value, society turns aggressive, the rich abuse their power, and the poor suffer. Real change happens when we feel anger for the weak and oppressed. This compassionate anger leads to right action. But anger against powerful people themselves often creates more hatred, not solutions.
Now it's time to practice the most important sentences from today's text. I will say each sentence, and you will repeat it with me. We'll do this 2 times for every sentence. Let's begin. I can be angry, but this anger is compassion. I can be angry, but this anger is compassion. To be angry toward the people in power does not create change. It creates more anger. To be angry toward the people in power does not create change. It creates more anger. To overcome attachment does not mean to become indifferent. To overcome attachment does not mean to become indifferent. In today's world, there is a wide gap between rich and poor. In today's world, there is a wide gap between rich and poor. Is it wrong to feel anger? Not if it leads to positive change. Is it wrong to feel anger? Not if it leads to positive change. Studies show that even short mindfulness practice can reduce stress. Studies show that even short mindfulness practice can reduce stress. All faiths speak of love, kindness, and forgiveness. All faiths speak of love, kindness, and forgiveness. Blind rituals are not enough. Real practice means study and awareness. Blind rituals are not enough. Real practice means study and awareness. Not all anger is bad. Compassionate anger gives energy to correct injustice. Not all anger is bad. Compassionate anger gives energy to correct injustice. Knowledge without practice brings pride instead of peace. Knowledge without practice brings pride instead of peace. Good competition lifts everyone. Negative competition divides society. Good competition lifts everyone. Negative competition divides society. Peace matters not just because Buddha taught it, but because violence creates pain. Peace matters not just because Buddha taught it, but because violence creates pain. Real change happens when we feel anger for the weak and oppressed. Real change happens when we feel anger for the weak and oppressed. Keywords, roles, and meanings. Injustice, noun. Unfair treatment, when people are not treated equally. Ethics, noun. Moral rules about what is right and wrong. Compassion, noun. Deep care and sympathy for someone suffering. Warm-heartedness, Noun. Kindness and friendliness that come from the heart. Faith. Noun. Strong belief or trust, often in religion or someone. Blind. Adjective. Unable to see, also used for not thinking, example, blind belief. Investigation. Noun. Careful study or search to find the truth. Ritual. Noun. A set of actions done regularly, often religious or traditional. Poverty. Noun. The state of being very poor, without enough money. Indifferent. Adjective. Not caring or showing no interest. Turn into. Verb. To change into something different. Hatred. Noun. A very strong feeling of dislike or anger. Compassionate. Adjective. Showing care and sympathy for others. Hardship. Noun. Difficult conditions of life, suffering or struggle. Pleasure. Noun. A feeling of happiness or enjoyment. Palace. Noun. A very large and beautiful house where kings or rulers live. Strict. Adjective. Demanding rules to be followed carefully. Fasting. Noun. Not eating food for a period of time, usually for religion. Violence. Noun. Actions that hurt, damage, or kill people. Comes from. Verb. To have its origin in, to begin or start from. Insight. Noun. A deep understanding of something. Warmth. Noun. The quality of being kind, friendly, and caring. Aggressive. Adjective. Behaving in a forceful, angry, or attacking way. Abuse. Noun or verb. Wrong or harmful use of something. To use something in a harmful way. Attachment. Noun. A strong feeling of connection or need for something or someone. Selfish. Adjective. Caring only about yourself, not others. Dropped. Verb. Let something fall, stopped holding or stopped doing something. Enlightenment. Noun. A state of deep understanding, wisdom, or spiritual awakening. Worth keeping. Adjective phrase. Valuable enough to be kept or not thrown away. Pride. Noun. A feeling of self-respect or satisfaction with yourself. Rival. Noun. A person you compete with. Oppressed. Adjective. Controlled or treated unfairly by others in power. This video was inspired by the book Be Angry by His Holiness the Dalai Lama. If you find these ideas meaningful, I encourage you to read the book yourself for deeper insight and inspiration. And if this video had a positive impact on you, please share it with your friends so they can benefit too.